Hello folks, welcome back to Bitopex. Welcome to another video. Well, last week we didn't have a video because as I was going to record on a Saturday, just like this, as I was going to record a video for you guys, the inevitable happened. My son was born and we had to rush to the hospital. So I stayed the weekend and the few days in the beginning of the week with my wife at the hospital with the baby, but everyone is home right now. Everyone is healthy, is safe. We now have a new family member. So apologies for the missing video last week, but we are back here and we have a few things to talk about. First of all, Bitcoin had a slow start, still inside that 60 to 64K range. We started very slow this week, but then by the end of the week, by Thursday, Friday, and today, Bitcoin has kind of started to go up in price a little bit. Volatility was increasing, and we stopped here above 64, looking at 65, but I don't know if we have the strength to go above the 65. Ethereum lagged compared to Bitcoin. So on the weekly, Ethereum lagged a lot. Hyperliquid is doing okay, but it's still losing momentum. Look, we're going to look at the charts later, but you will see we have three peaks, and it looks like we're going to be slowly easing out of it. We don't know if we're going to bounce back. We have to wait for more signals and more confirmation. So we're also going to be looking at it. And Solana is still trading around the 80s. So that is good. We would like to see Solana higher, but it doesn't show enough strength right now. But we also opened two trades this week, one on Ethereum and one on Solana. So we're going to cover that in today's video as well. And we're going to look at how the copy trading is doing. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. As always, we're going to start here with CoinMarketCap. And with that, we have to start from Bitcoin, which is currently $64,144. Then we have Ethereum right at 1800 at 1798. Then we have BNB at 578. We then have XRP at 110, Solana at $78. We have Hyperliquid at $66, and we go to Zcash above the $500 for the first time in quite a while, ever since we had that exploit that was leaked to the public, and that one crashed the price from 600 all the way to the 300 for Zcash, but now it has slowly picked up where it left off. Then we have Monero at 321. And that's it for our list. We also have others, but we usually don't talk about those. Now, looking at the Fear and Greed Index, I'm going to look from this one right here on CoinMarketCap, which is not the best, but the other one from alternative.me, that one is not online right now. The website seems to be down, but this one shows fear. We are in the 31 range. Usually this one compared to the alternative.me, this one is a little bit more offset. So sometimes it is higher, sometimes it is lower. It doesn't seem to follow exactly like that one. It seems to have some sort of lag that I don't understand, but this one shows 31, and I think should be actually a little bit lower. We should be in the 20s, maybe mid 20s right here, in my opinion, because the market hasn't picked up that much for it to be such positive as we can see right here. A few days ago, we were in the 16th, and now we're going towards the 31. And Bitcoin went from 62 all the way to the 64. So I don't understand why it went from a 28 all the way to a 31. But again, I always like to show the Fear and Greed Index because it shows how retailers are thinking, how they are afraid or greedy in the markets. And no, it seems like they are kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, between the fear and the neutral zone here is usually a place where retailers are just waiting it out. They don't have enough opinions to decide which way they're going to go. And usually when they have an opinion, it's usually wrong and they get liquidated. And if we look at the liquidations, it definitely shows because liquidations, we haven't even reached $100 million in liquidations. And we are almost 50-50 right here when it comes to longs or shorts getting liquidated. You can see 58% of all liquidated positions were longs. So we have 56 million in longs and 40 million in shorts liquidated. And if you look at the biggest liquidation was a Bitcoin position valued at $3 million. So the market's kind of slow to decide, waiting to decide which way you're going to go. That being said, let's take a look at our charts. If we start looking at Bitcoin right here, you will notice that Bitcoin indeed started to increase in price, pick up some steam right here from early this week. It had a very bad start, but now it started to recover. And we are above, especially in the 4 hours, we are above the 100 and 200 moving average. So if we hold this right here, it is a very, very bullish case for Bitcoin, at least in the short time frame. If we switch to the daily, we see that we also have some space right here to go all the way towards the 67K. But again, this space doesn't mean nothing if it doesn't have volume to back it up. So we have to see some increasing in volume right here, and in interest in hype regarding Bitcoin. So you see that we're bouncing right on this yellow line, which is the moving average right here. If we keep the momentum, we can be looking towards the 67. So in the daily, you have to keep an eye on this. On the 4 hours, we're already very bullish because we are above the 100 and 200 moving average, and those usually act as a very strong support or resistance. You can see right here, we held support, it held as resistance, and then it started going down. So right now we have to see if we're gonna hold as resistance, or we're gonna let us going through right through it. Now, switching to Ethereum, which is at 1800, you can see right here on the 4 hours that Ethereum also shown the same pattern as Bitcoin, but it didn't have enough strength. It was a little bit lagging behind. So we went down and then we started going up, and we are not above what we were before. We're almost at the same. So there wasn't that improvement like Bitcoin did. So we have to wait. Again, we are above the moving average, the 9 moving average, which is good for us. It's still a little bit bullish bias right here. We have to wait to see how these next candles. So for the next day. So today and maybe by tomorrow, we should be able to see if we're going to keep going down for a little bit more or if we're going to go down. But looking at the moving averages, we're almost about to cross right here. Maybe just a couple more days, we should be crossing the 100 moving average and the 200. That is bullish for Ethereum. So if that happens on the 4 hours, keep an eye on the daily and keep an eye on the other time frames to see if you can find an entry, a possibility. But right now, I think we're a little bit more slow and sluggish, which is why I placed a call. I traded a call instead of a put. So I sold a call right here. I'm going to show that to you in a little bit on Bitopex. But we are looking right here towards the 1900s, but you can see that the volume is starting to go down, and also the RSI is starting to get towards the overbought. So we're on the daily right here in this time frame, and this time frame it shows a little bit more. Um, it shows that it's slowing down, it's losing the pace. So we're having bullish momentum right here, but the pace, I don't think we're gonna have enough pace to keep it up all the way to the 1900s. Or if we get there, we're gonna have to slow down very, very fast. So this is what I'm looking for, and this is why I sold a call instead of a put for the end of the week. So for the 17th, I sold a put, I sold a call, and I'm going to show that to you. When it comes to Hyperliquid is one of those assets that I've been trading quite a lot. Hyperliquid is very good with volatility, and because it has been listed as options across multiple places right now, including Bitopex in a little bit. So in a little bit, you'll be able to trade Hyperliquid options on Bitopex as well. So I've been trading every week pretty much, and sometimes even multiple times a week, or even overlapping in the expiration dates. That being said, Hyperliquid is slowing down. You can see the momentum right here. We had these three peaks. So we did one, two, three peaks, but now this is slowing down a little bit. So it's still not like a head and shoulders, but you have to keep an eye, because if we lose this momentum right here, we could be going towards the 60s. Right now, I sold a 60 for next week for the 17th, a 60 spread. So 60, 57 and a half. I think that was the spread that I sold. So I'm keeping an eye. If you go to the daily, you see that I am hoping that this support right here will be strong enough to keep Hyperliquid above this. And if that's the case, we're going to be going towards the 70s, maybe the 72, 73 right here. But we have to wait for the next few days to see how we're going to close. If we're going to close below or above this line, which comes all the way down over here. You could even retrace it all the way from this place. You can see that it goes very, very straight this from this right here all the way upwards. But I just put this right here. You can even see only on the higher time frames to have a visual cue right here what to expect. So on Solana is also something that it shows a possible recovery from a possible bottom, especially if we go right here on the daily. So looking at the daily, you see that we are bottomed out by quite a lot. So looking at the daily, we lost so much momentum, right? And we lost also a lot of volume if you compare to end of last year. So end of last year, we had almost 3 times the volume that we have right now, and we're losing volume and momentum, and we slow down. I believe that we bottomed at 60, but now we're picking up some movement right here, and we're also picking up some movement on the RSI. So we could be seeing something moving upwards when it comes to Solana. Looking at the RSI right here, we have some momentum because the Bollinger is very tight right here, and usually tight means that it's going to have an explosion towards either side, and we don't know which way. We have to predict. But by looking at this, we're crossing the 100 and 200 moving average. The 100 going up, it is bullish for Solana. So this makes me think that there is going to be a bullish explosion, but usually these lag. So we could see a very red candle followed by a lot of green candles. That's usually how it goes, right? There's not a one-sided direction that it starts moving towards. So I have to wait and see, but I still think that in the following weeks, we should see Solana going up by a little bit, especially towards the mid 80s. That would be good. Hopefully, by this cycle, we're still going to see Solana back above the 100s. Case scenario, even above the 200s, which I miss Solana above 200. I have to admit it. Solana above 200 was such a very good price. So before we end, going to the topics right here, I opened this. These are the two positions that I open. I have a Solana. Let me show this to you right here. I have a Solana for 17th of July, so last Friday. So next Friday, 84 call that I sold, and a 1900 call that I sold for Ethereum. So this should give me around $150 for the week, which is very good and something that will be very good for my portfolio as well. So looking at the copy trading, let me go back to this one. The copy trading has been performing well July. So July, right now, the Bitcoin option strategy is at 1.2% returns, and the altcoin option strategy is at 1.1% returns. So performance-wise, we are getting back to what we were used to before. June was not a good month overall, but hopefully July is better because still we have 60% of the month still to go. So there's a lot more trades that we can place and we can be even more profitable. I don't know, maybe we get back to 3% or close to 3% on both strategies. That will be very good indeed for a whole month. So keep an eye out for Hyperliquid options. Hyperliquid options are very interesting, and I would love to be able to trade them on Bitopex as any one of you. As always, if you want to use Bitopex and start trading, remember to use my link in the description. That will help me out. That will help the channel out. So link's going to be in the description. You can use that and have access to the free course. You don't have to deposit anything. Just register with my link. You have access to the free course. Just click on the education tab. And over here, you're going to have all the courses that I recorded for you in English and in German. And here you have from beginner to expert on options, how to trade options, especially how to trade options on the topics. So just check it out. And if you have friends, you can use your referral and you will get part of their fees from whenever they trade. So it is a good way for you to also make some sort of money with, rebates and fees. You will be collecting part of their fees and they will come into your pocket as profit. So let me know if you have any issues. As always, we have the links all in the description, and that will be it for today's video. Thank you very much. Hopefully it was very insightful, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see anything else regarding crypto options or regarding news as a whole. Thank you very much. Take care. Peace.